live on camera with Ken Marangolo,
We got
Tim Strachan, and John Teare.
sideways Redskins board. What's up, y'all?
What?
What is that?
It's not coming on.
We got a little.
We're not
you know what? We
live.
gotta turn. Yeah, we're good.
We're not live.
Welcome.
We're not live. No, we're not.
And your drink's not reachable, by the way.
Did you fat dumb it?
Anderson,
Oh, hold on.
James Rainey.
Oh, yeah.
Hey!
We're good now?
Hello. Yeah, we're good.
I guess so.
Three quickies. Do we have AGH?
Nah, James was first. Then Eric Anderson. Nice.
What's up, y'all?
What's up, guys?
There's AGH.
Nasta.
The gang's all back together.
This is going to be a little bit of something for everyone tonight, guys. We're going to do some Redskins, Hogs Haven stuff. I would love if we could figure out a way to get some questions from you guys and go back and forth a little bit with you guys. It's mid-July. There's not a whole lot going on except for us on Tuesdays.
You got these questions.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk to James and Andrew and Eric for starters. Get some other people involved. Welcome to Hogs Haven, folks. We're about ready to go live here. Well, just 1 second. Here we go. I love Echo and the Bunnymen. I do. I got a soft place in my heart for him. Thank you so much for joining us on this Tuesday night edition of the Audible. On behalf of First Amendment Sports, I'm Ken Marangolo. He's Tim Strachan.
It's been a weird day, man.
It's been a weird
We
day.
were supposed to have a full slate, then guests, and things fell through.
Yeah.
Things happen in the summer.
Well, first of all, nothing fell
It-
through. We're doing
well,
what we
no,
do
no, it
every
fell
Tuesday.
through.
Yeah,
Got moved to another date.
that's true. We moved some things
Then we
around.
canceled, but I didn't want to cancel.
Mm-mm.
It's even my anniversary. Thank you very much, Leslie, very much for letting us do this.
Happy
on
anniversary,
a special
Leslie.
day. Happy
Letting
anniversary.
T do this.
Great decision made by you so many years ago. Both of you.
Celebrate.
Yes.
Thursday
Better
night.
decision.
14.
Yeah, man.
2 touchdowns, 2 extra points.
So, yeah, looking forward to it, man.
Congratulations again. He's Kevin Ricka.
Yeah, man, I'm pumped, but it was a weird day. My dry cleaning wasn't ready on time, so I apologize for having no pants, but I did bring my cousin brother into the house.
John Teare,
Thanks for having me, guys.
friend
Can't
of the
wait.
show, as we say. I love friends of the show.
Appreciate you loaning me those khakis, homie.
You're missing out on the comment section. You're not mixing it up,
I know.
mixing it up with the
I'll
boys.
listen with the guys tonight.
Where do we start? I feel like let's talk a little bit of Redskins out of the gate, and I'll start off the conversation by saying let's talk a little wide receiver because we were doing that before. We don't need to talk about all of it, but I am warming up not to the idea of getting rid of Josh Jackson at all, but I'm warming up to the idea that there's a lot of possibilities in camp that exist because multiple quarterbacks are going to be competing for the job. Multiple receivers are going to be competing for jobs. If something happens between one of those quarterbacks and a pair of those wide receivers, and you're making a decision at the end of August as an organization, I'm just saying I don't see them so married to Doxson that they wouldn't be willing to go with like a crazy hot Cam Sims or a good looking Robert Davis or just somebody that you don't expect to beat out Josh Doxson on this team. I don't think odds are low, Kevin.
No, I agree with that.
It's just, isn't it great that the only person we're committed to
fundamentally,
is Paul Richardson? That's
yes,
it. That's all we got.
Listen, when you look at a wide receiver group from 1 through 6, I think this group can get to a B minus. But when we're arguing against reasonable human beings, there's no Antonio Brown, there's no DeAndre Hopkins, there's no game changer here. So yes, I think we can get through the season, but we certainly need to get the McLaurins and the Quinns up to speed.
And the Harmons.
And with that, Harmon is my number one. I was giving him for last as a young buck, but you can't predict those three are going to come out there and be eligible to just rip it up, especially if Haskins is the guy, which I tend to think he might be. I think they'll be adequate. So when we're being positive, as Jay Gruden has been about this wide receiving group, I think the only term is adequate. C+, B- on a great day.
Adequate with a little bit of upside.
But if Josh Doctson in a contract year decides to all of a sudden pull a rabbit or two out of his non-hat region.
Like when Samuel Tarley
Right.
killed a White Walker in a contract year.
But I don't think that's happening either, T. I don't, but I do.
It's not. We have 2 spots that have question marks. We don't know who it's going to be. It's wide open. It's wide open.
No doubt.
I do think a Cam Sims or one of the rookies could be a huge surprise.
Shit,
I don't know about both of
And I'm
them.
happy to have all of
That's
them
asking
around for a
lot.
couple years.
But
Listen, you said B-. If we get to a B- with the receiving core, I'll be happy as pig shit.
I agree.
All right?
But
I
I
mean-
meant as a core.
Yeah, as the core, as the
Yeah,
core.
1 through 6, not 1, 2.
Yes.
But the good news for Redskins fans is that there's no first-round draft pick recently, unveiled that we're going to force the ball to, like we have with Josh Doctson over the last 3 seasons, which is great because the Redskins, every team's guilty of it. If you're going to draft a wide receiver in the first round, you're going to want to see what you got. I would love to see us draft another wide receiver in the first round. I think generally you do well in those picks. But the fact that the Washington Redskins are not just married to one guy and his future, I think makes a lot of possibilities, I don't know, possible.
Way to go on that
yeah.
possible thing. I know, a lot of vocab
working on that
books
one,
would have
T.
directed us elsewhere, but you
stole that from
you
you.
don't care about that. You
No.
do your own thing. You're
Always.
a maniac.
We don't have to go through this 6-pack because it was fantasy themed, and we're gonna do fantasy at some point, but we're not gonna do it tonight.
I'm sorry.
What
What?
is-
Although you should be willing to lay
I
on
did
that
read it.
fantasy sword tonight.
I did read it.
I do appreciate that.
I read it. But
It's more about it's
didn't
actually
talk a
based
lot
on a
about
real team.
Redskins.
What's that?
You talked about some former Redskins.
Yeah, just get names, familiar names. I mean, it's
why are you talking
July.
about old shit?
Were you really
Ken?
just trying to get advice from people on how to do your fantasy team? I think that's what it was.
Just trying to kick up a discussion.
You were goading.
Dude, people love fantasy. Me being one of those people,
They
him
do.
being one
I'm
of those people.
definitely
Yeah,
on
it's
that.
true.
Some people don't.
That's
And
true.
some people don't. And some people don't. I fight the fight in the basement. I'm outnumbered 2 Hulks to 1 most days. But
You got a
I
comment
work.
today, so don't worry about it.
What's that?
Yeah, I'm on your side
There
today.
you go.
So.
Good thing both of you know sign language.
I'm
so.
thinking like the mud wrestling scene from Stripes, John. Just breaks out this basement before it's over. Well, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I'm not making any promises, T. All right? Just don't get your hopes up. Any other Redskins topics you guys want to beat around before we jump over?
Any
Because I have
questions from those guys? over
yeah.
there?
Any Redskins comments from?
They're
from the
big
boys?
questions, but I'm not going to ask them necessarily.
Okay.
Why?
Are any sandwich related?
Really?
Yeah. Come on.
Let me be the judge.
Are you filtering some
Hey,
things?
we know don't
Good
kill the
news, guys.
messenger, though.
James Rainey does say he's positive. I mean, absolutely positive that Doctson is not going to do anything but disappoint this year.
Well, hold on, though.
I think that's a huge
But
sentiment.
I hear exactly what James is saying, but here's the deal. In this year, after we didn't offer him the 5th-year option, he can no longer disappoint.
Yeah, how are we
He's
disappointed?
already achieved disappointment as a first-round pick. At this point, he's looking for himself to get paid somewhere else, and all he can do is not disappoint.
And if I know James like I think I know James, he doesn't bounce around in the in-between disappointment levels.
Yeah.
He's either completely happy about somebody
Yeah.
or fairly disappointed in them. Let's be honest. You're where you're going to be about Josh Doctson at this point in time, James. I think.
And that's fair. But doesn't he have a huge upside all of a sudden?
I was going to say,
Like,
in fact,
anything
all
he
he can
does.
do is make you happy.
In warm-ups, he shows up without an Achilles. You're like, well, at least we got a fresh body out there.
You should buy a Josh Doctson jersey. Is what we're saying, James,
Oh,
because
God.
all he can do this year is make you wish you didn't spend that $50. But
But we struck a chord.
Brian Stith was awesome. Juice dealt with the greatest basketball conference of all time at the college level at its highlight. There was the early 80s and the early 90s, or the two.
We are back. Nicely
Ken, you
done.
did it?
Nicely done, Ken.
There you go.
Oh, man.
that's straight production value.
That's you know what that is? That's Bubba Tire style right there, Ken Marangola.
Appreciate it.
You got it.
I am I'm not trained in any of the production arts. But basement production arts is a whole different story. And John Teare traded me on those, thank God. All right, so we're doing a little Redskins talk. We were talking a little bit about University of Maryland, all-time great in our hearts. Kevin McClinton, who is with us on most Tuesdays. He's not with us this evening. And there's a 5-4-3-2-1 $15 game, which I love those games. They're just great games. And it's cool to beat around with your friends. I think on a text chain, let me ask you, it's going to be like my day is ruined.
Like T responded to you?
No, I wouldn't put that. I wouldn't put
again.
that. I wouldn't. We're off again. You know what? We're just having issues tonight. Unable to connect. It must be a. I don't know what to say.
SoundCloud has this.
Yeah,
all
there's
day.
no rain in the forecast.
Every day.
Dark sky app, by the way. If you guys ever
It's a
need to
dark
find
sky.
it.
Yeah, it is a dark sky.
Yep.
Stranger
Maybe
Things
it's
was
I was
just
going to
released
say
too.
Stranger Things.
Yes.
Could be a little.
The O's are doing a Stranger game August 2nd, just in case
Yeah.
anyone wanted to know.
Hey, I went to Baskin Robbins and they had the what was it? The butterscotch USS butterscotch. They did. Sorry if I'm. Are you jogging? Are you jogging again?
Jogging?
Hey, everyone, make sure Ken's all right. He jogged. He just jogged over there.
And we got a like. Hey, someone subscribe to this channel.
Bang.
Oh, nice.
Anyone who's not on, subscribe.
Well, we're battling through non-weather and all kinds of other issues.
3 or 4 things. So sorry, I think we're disconnected from comments for the moment, so we're flying a little bit blind in that regard. But I wanted to
I
Make
think
sure-
she just explained that to us via our legal team.
yes, our general counsel.
Yeah.
We actually have comments coming in, but I don't think they can.
Well,
hear us.
they're live.
You mean the one
For-
that said
sure
like
they can.
"F you guys"?
James, can you hear us? Watch, James is gonna say.
About
James is gonna be
Stranger
like,
Things?
absolutely, I can hear you.
Yeah.
Of course, I can hear you. I think it's your phone. Can we get a second checker router on the scene? I wanted to talk
Yeah, then
about.
they can hear us.
I knew it. I knew it.
My wife said that James, Eric, and Andrew are spinning too. She said they spinning, baby. They spinning.
That's what that meant. All right.
One last Redskins topic, and then we'll finish out with Redskins. So, James and Andrew and Eric get to decide our last Redskins topic of the night. And before we get to that, I want to spend just a couple of moments with people who are checking us out on our YouTube channel, obviously live or in the next couple of days. Hit this button, give us a subscription. It's free. We have some awesome stuff coming up this fall. We as a team are doing the WCAC football schedule again, although it's times 10 this fall. Last year we did the end of the season, the championship. This year we start in August.
It's actually times 3.
Well, but it depends what kind of. I mean, are you?
The
how many place
marketer
decimals are you using?
in me is going with what Ken said. Yeah. But
I
but
can't
I
sell
did. I
It'll
did.
be times 100 in terms of
I started counting
Marketing,
chunky
sure.
fingers over here, though. I'm not gonna lie
the
to
final
you.
product, the whole body.
It's all gonna be times 10. That's how we roll.
We're timesing it by
Yes,
10. And if we cut a little sliver off at the end, guess what? I'm timesing that shit by 10 too.
All right.
I am excited.
We don't do math down here.
No, it's part of our deal. Check us out. It's the best high school football in the country, and you think we're biased and we don't know what we're talking about. I promise you, it actually really is. It's of the top 25 nationally ranked high school programs, we're going to have at least 7 games where both teams are in the preseason top 25 in the country. High school football. These are programs, these are athletes that all these guys are going to be playing on Saturday. Many of them will be playing on Sunday, and we're gonna be talking with them on the regular. That's how
On
The
Tuesday.
same league,
On Tuesday.
The same league that has Stephon Diggs.
Yeah.
Stephon Diggs is from.
Good
Rodney
counsel.
McLeod is from.
Kendall Fuller.
Yep,
Kendall Fuller.
Yep.
So yeah, it's fun, and that starts August 24th and August 31st. Two games in August. If you subscribe to First Amendment Sports, free high school football at its finest. We'd love for you to check us out live, but you can watch us the same as you watch this show.
I can't wait to hear
At
the
your leisure.
comments.
Yeah, so we're gonna turn the comment section
James,
off.
Eric, no.
Oh, for the
when
games.
when they
They're
got on the
still
high
on.
school
They're
stuff.
still on,
I
actually.
know, but when they start seeing the fact that, hey, I promise you guys, from the 4 schools that we're covering, The 5 schools that we're covering, the main dogs. I'm saying the over/under is 5 guys playing on Sunday in 5 years from now.
Yes.
So
Yes.
Mark this tape right here, and
You'll see these same guys,
And
the guys
it's-
whose names
it's
we're
gonna be the
calling.
case.
It's nuts, and I just feel like it's great for Redskins fans. Now we're DC guys. I know not everyone watching obviously is DC guys. Some people are from across the drink, but it's
he's a DC guy, by the way.
but he's a DC guy.
Yeah.
It's a great product. It's great
AGH,
football.
DC.
It will make you feel good. It will please you, to see. There's something awesomely pure about watching this game.
James Raymond's definitely comment on please you and pure.
Yes,
That's
Damn it.
happening.
He's definitely like auto tuning me.
He already
and, like,
started before I said
making
the
a
damn
meme.
word.
You know what? He's a genius. I didn't realize he had that much production equipment in his bunker, but he added it. He definitely added it all. But it's fun, and we're going to be doing other sports throughout the season as well. And we have some other shows too that we are going to be super excited to announce when they're kind of finalized. We don't like to overpromise and underdeliver. We have some cool ideas. We're working on with some cool people. If it happens, it's going to be amazing. If it doesn't, you get to keep hanging out with us on Tuesdays. Which, by the way, you get to do anyway. Because Tuesday's Tuesday. That's why we're here right
my
now.
anniversary for
I
this.
know. You didn't skip it. It's still your
You
anniversary.
said you were celebrating a different night.
I postponed it.
It's
Help 'em
the
out.
exact day. I mean,
That's how much I love you guys.
have we gotten any fun Redskins ideas?
Well, there is a question from AGH on, I think it was AGH, who asked, is Geis worrisome or not at this point?
Of course.
No.
I mean, and just in the same way that any player who
That
plays the
anyone's
game.
worrisome,
Yeah,
yes.
exactly.
If we're over that, then no.
Yeah.
He's got to stop playing pickup at the St. James. We'll get juice on that, but
Yeah, we got to.
That was
report.
worrisome.
Didn't they say it happened weeks ago though? So like he's already in the healing process. You know?
And he's going to miss training camp. But guess what? I don't want him in training camp anyway.
I don't-
So
they said the start of
why would
training
you
camp
do
anyway.
that?
I think he's just going to be on the side running the whole time.
he'll be fine. He knows how to play football. When you give him the ball, he's going to run over some people. He's going to run past some people, and he's going to run by
some people.
and
This
away.
This is a
from
classic
some people.
example right now of Redskins fans overblowing.
Well,
some
this is the
information.
reason we signed
No, but AGH never overblows.
Adrian again. Is
He
what I'm
just-
thinking.
I'm not
Listen.
calling AGH out. I'm talking about
No.
Redskins fans in general
Hey.
because Geis is being held back in preseason as the sky is falling.
We
And-
have
and I don't
depth
think
at that
that's-
position right now.
Sure.
In my mind.
Sure.
Maybe not in everyone's, though. Listen, Bryce
It's not
Love.
time to panic about
Bryce
it.
Love has to get a little more healthy for some things to happen.
Oh,
but,
he's going to play for us.
but he's going to play. Oh, good Lord. Is he going to be great for us?
By the way, so I bet you James and AGH remember when we had Kevin Hogan on the show, and we talked with him about Bryce Love. Of course, they weren't the same class, but how and
teammates in the backfield.
yeah, teammates in the backfield. And I said on that show with him, because it was shortly after the draft, how much I wanted to hear the Redskins say his name at the draft, and of course, who would have thought that he would have been injured and he would have fell and would have landed right in our laps. Yeah, we're okay at running back, but with I would say kind of with or without whoever, just because we got guys who can play. But if Geis is healthy, and right now he is, or right now he's supposed to be for week 1, he's a special player, and he's a guy you can build. You can run your offense around. I mean, he sets up a ton of plays. He sets up the ones you call for him, and he sets up the one you call for the other guys.
He fits in
So-
to this NFL offense in a fantastic way.
Yeah.
Can I just ask a quick question real quick? Do you mind?
Oh, I hope
Can we
you do.
just pass it around real quick?
Yeah.
Aside from Darius Geis, T. Strachan, I'm asking you first.
Yes, sir.
Ken, you're second. We'll let our guest go last. Aside from Darius Geis, what new Redskin are you super excited to watch get loose?
What new Redskin?
First or second year Redskin, aside from Darius Geis, that you can't wait to be unleashed? Because
I want it to be Montez Sweat.
Now you took my answer.
I know you.
I'll change it, but that's my
Ken,
guy.
I know, but it's my guy too. So
Yeah.
that's our guy. I think we.
I mean, you'd love for a rookie quarterback to be amazing. You'd love for Bryce Love to be amazing.
I'll make it easy. It's my question. I'm stealing Haskins as well.
Yeah, you
'Cause
can have
I'm,
Haskins.
I'm taking Geis out and I'm stealing Haskins.
Okay.
So now, fellas, first or second year, or new addition, a new Redskin in the first or second year. a new Redskin in his first or second year.
Yeah,
Who are you most excited to see?
I'm intrigued by Holcomb middle linebacker. I'll be honest with you.
Really?
I think if he can do something and get in there and play, he's going to have some snaps there.
The linebacker?
Yeah,
Yeah,
said
from
I
North
think he's gonna
Carolina.
be good.
Yeah, he's
'Cause
a
we got-
freak
I mean-
athlete.
Ryan Anderson
And,
really the same way at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Well,
But
he's
he's not
way more
middle.
inside.
Yeah.
Brian Anderson is a Hulk compared to Holcomb.
Well, I'm just saying, but from the same point that they're going to get opportunities, and if they play well,
Abso-freaking-lutely.
I mean, there can be a lot of linebackers playing for us this year.
That's
so.
a third-year guy, so
yeah, I know,
And
but,
we're all
he's
WCAC guys,
cracking
but-
it. Montez Sweat is the easy answer
like
for
Holcomb.
T because
it was.
if he does what he can do, that changes the game. It just
Shit, yeah.
straight up does.
All right, so now what? Now you're the man on the island, and I want to hear from these guys too. But Ken,
Sweat's
who do
already
you-
off the board.
Yeah, who do you got before first or second year? I mean, there's an obvious answer.
That was
sitting
Robert
there.
McLaurin
Cohen,
is the
joined
one
late.
that
Thank
to
you.
me.
That's your
Yeah.
guy. But we're not going to talk about Landon Collins at all, because I opened it up to.
Oh, free
anybody.
I
agency.
didn't even think about that.
He better damn well be good for us for his salary, which I just think he will be. I think
I
he's,
know. I think we all do.
Yeah.
He's like the comforting guy that should have been here 4 years ago.
Eric Anderson says Moreland.
Yeah,
Jimmy, local boy.
I love
Is Eric
it.
Anderson? Are you local? Are you from this area? Is that how? Are you? Is it
Eric is DC. I believe he's DC born and
Okay.
now lives in SoCal.
okay? Right. Jimmy Moreland's. I mean, he's local.
Is this
and
Nicholson's
stayed local.
second year too?
No,
Third.
No, third, right?
Nicholson's
Yeah.
third.
But you know what? Last year was kind of essentially only played like 14 games. So,
Yes.
but we need him.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
need him big.
Good God, we cashed in.
I think of all the foolishness around people, just when you think about the idea of a professional football team in importing a college defense, there's just kind of like, oh, well, it's just kind of a thing. Are they doing shtick? Or I mean, obviously we're getting good players, but it's all of a sudden kind of becoming a thing. The Landon Collins signing to me is what ties it. It ultimately ties the whole plan together because he's in the back. He knows these guys. He'll jump off a bridge for these guys, as will they for each other. And that kind of commitment behind guys like Deron Payne and Jonathan Allen and some of these and Montez Sweat and some of these other guys, but his Alabama guys, Sean Dion Hamilton. I mean, I think it matters, and I think we get value there as a team.
When you're an alpha dog amongst 20-year alpha dogs,
Yeah.
and you're the alpha, I take that. Ryan Anderson, Jonathan Allen, Landon Collins have all alpha dogged the toughest.
Oh yeah.
What do you call it? Dog park.
Yeah.
in all of the college land.
Quinn's getting some love. McLaurin's getting some love on the board.
What about
I love
Wes
it.
Martin
And they should.
at right
Oh,
guard?
well,
them
and
should.
Raj
There you go.
Yeah.
Pierschbacher.
And,
One of those guys is going to have to start for us probably.
Well, Martin is the athlete in the
Yeah.
in the bunch. He's the guy that intrigues me. Pierschenbacher does too for eternity. We keep that 4-year deal around forever. He's going to help here. Wes Martin, I think, has the chance to be sheriff-esque.
That would be nice.
Without a doubt.
That would be nice.
He's kind of the guy who could make you scratch your head about drafting guards in the first round. Except I don't ever scratch my head about drafting Braden Scherf in the first round ever.
Nope.
But I think Wes Martin is going to be a very talented. What do they call those guys? Phone booth guys. Just he's just violent in his space, and he just gets it done. And again, think about the offense that Jay Gruden wants to run. He wants to get running. He's gonna run the ball. He loves Gruden's believe in running, but he wants to get running backs outside the tackles. He wants to get tight ends completions in the seams, and he wants to open things up over the top for speed guys. His biggest knock on Kirk Cousins was he did all of those things except for throw it deep with reckless abandon.
Yeah.
Because Jay Gruden, let's be honest, he was a player. He tasted professional quarterbackism. He didn't make it to the big deal, the big league, and he didn't play on the big stage. But he knows what it feels like to do the F it, I'm going deep Rex Grossman thing. And I think he wanted Kirk Cousins. Maybe
We
not.
can't call it the Rex Grossman thing.
But that's what the meme is. F it, I'm going
I
deep.
know, and I know Rex.
We
was
got two quarterbacks
a gun
that have, I
slang.
think, no problem letting it loose.
Exactly. That's exactly true. Maybe even 3, because I think Colt has
A
shown
veteran
the
that,
ability to
you
take
know
the
what, doesn't
shot.
give a shit.
Yes.
He's been in this
well.
league long enough, and he's been the mop-up guy, and he's had flashes of being really good. He's the kind of guy that says, "Fuck it, throwing it."
Yep,
And
going
he,
deep.
and he lets it go. Haskins, we know, has the ability to do
Yeah.
it. You know, he's not going to be shy to throw that because that's what he does, right?
That's
You
all
know,
they say. He throws the deep ball.
Big interception totals.
He makes the
Go with it.
field uncoverable at some point in the next couple.
And that's why I would love to see a quarterback, which we all hope it's Haskins, get comfortable throwing the ball deep and get comfortable taking risks on the NFL field, and then you give him a first-round talent, and then have that guy create the space and get deep and be 6'5" with a 7-foot wingspan, who's a human yardage marker.
named Yash Dentist's
Yash.
son. Just not the guy that we thought for the last guy.
Did you guys
Yeah.
see that
We're
he
gonna
was
be all
hanging
right.
out with Trent Williams this week?
Oh,
Haskins?
jeez.
let him borrow the
Oh.
whip, didn't
I
he?
know.
Yeah.
Nice.
I was worried you were going to say
Guys
something
were
else.
Oh
wondering about
no!
Trent. No, it's a good thing.
Oh
It's a very good
no,
thing.
big bro, who I said should be here
Yeah.
for the whole eternity of the 5-year rookie deal, right next to him until his season 36, and I stand by my story. Right by
we
the
all
beach.
we all hope that.
Oh no! Oh no!
We
oh
all
no.
hope that.
You've tried to trade him and get rid of
Yeah.
him multiple times. Don't
Yeah,
even
yeah.
yam me, because this has been one of our biggest beefs.
No,
I said
I would have moved him
I
inside
said-
the guard.
I
for
said
that
there's
one
no
game.
good goddamn reason
Who you
why
trying to
Trent
move?
Williams. Hey, let me finish it. I believe, as a Redskin fan, the only responsible thing to do is to make Trent Williams end his career as the personal protector of our newborn superstar, Simba. We have to have the Lion King over here at left tackle. The young bucks coming up. They need to spend a rookie deal together. Let one go off into Canton as the other one steps up with Canton
Yes.
in his future.
And I've said you should
for
be
the
his
duration.
agent.
I don't care.
I
because
agree
this is
with
where
you.
we need to spend the money on
We're
the
s-
freak,
we're
the
spending
freaky deaky Trent Williams.
We have
And
the
Trent
money, too, to do it,
John, am I
so-
wrong? Real quick. You tell. All right. Describe
No
the
one
post.
says you're wrong.
No. Describe the post you saw, though.
Yeah, they just said they were hanging out together. Like, to me, that gave me a smile because that means he's going to get re-signed. He's going to be back here, and he's going to play his ass off for us like he does every year.
So
That's
you know
what I
I
want.
clicked on it and I went in depth.
Oh, you did.
Trent Williams let old Dwayne borrow one of his many whips.
I think we need to get
And
James,
right around
Andrew,
town. Then
Eric.
he had like a little go-kart thing, and he was like, so he was like kind of busting
Give me like a
chops
boy
and-
band song called "It Gave Me a
Oh.
Smile," and we just do a slow-mo montage of John Teare smiling. That'd be amazing.
Yeah.
There's another concern on the board.
All right, what do we
I didn't
got?
know about this, but
this the internet
the
connection
contract talks with Sheriff apparently not going well.
They're not
People
going
are
anywhere.
worried.
Hold on.
No, we're not
People are
talking
worried.
about that.
Hold
Just
on.
telling you.
Look over here. Look over here.
No. But do we know
We
that?
got a lot of problems.
No.
That's what they're saying.
They-
I know. And because they read the same thing we read.
Yeah.
Exactly.
John
Two
Kahn
offers.
on Twitter hears from someone that someone said something about someone, and I get that. And you know what? That's how you negotiate on social media, and that's how it goes, and that's what we deal with. And guess what? They're right. The negotiations early on probably went this way, but who cares? That's between an agent and someone else. That's not Brennan Sheriff saying I don't want to be here. It's going to go one way or the other. That stuff, I'm just saying, I've graduated from. I'm done having my heart broken by agents. Brandon Sheriff wants to be here, he does. If he doesn't, go on, play for someone else. We'll get the next guy.
He's going to get paid.
But I love Brandon Sheriff,
the top
like
of
we
the
all
market.
do, right?
He's going. His market value is
And he
as
knows
high as it
this.
is. I know exactly. He could
Yes.
easily become the highest paid guard in the National
Yes.
Football League when he chooses to do so. And the Redskins will have the choice whether to make him the highest paid guard in the NFL. I honestly believe that.
Mm-hmm.
I would make him the highest paid guard in the NFL. I would.
Yes, you do that at guard, but not at tackle.
No.
But what
Going
about
down
Pierce
the
Bucker
franchise
and Martin?
tag route?
Your guys, Pierce Bucker and Martin, are here to take over that role. That's why we drafted them, just in case.
We've started how many guards over the last 2 years?
like 29.
Thank you.
Yes. But
Thank you.
Pierce Bucker and Martin were none of their names, and we picked up two.
No.
And you're psyched about both of them.
I am.
So we have Jerron Christian coming off injury, and you want to get rid of Trent. Not pay
I
Trent.
don't want to get rid. No. I said I would
not
give him a
adore
raise.
Trent.
I would give him a raise.
If Trent was your cousin, you have not put respect on that man's name.
I believe
That's what I'm telling
I
you.
believe that I have honored Trent Williams.
You have honored, but
and
come on.
I look
Come
forward to
on.
honoring him for the rest of his career as a Redskin.
Do you think they go franchise tag with Sheriff?
It's an
Be a
expensive
pretty
route.
penny.
It's an
But
expensive
for 1
route.
year to figure it out, don't figure it out before
Dude,
that. I think
you would get paid $25 million to play guard in the National Football League right now. It's insane, John. Everybody's
I'll
rolling
do
out
that
of bed.
right now if you want. I'll get killed every play. It's fine.
Tell me you're a center.
Oh, yeah,
I'm right
well, he's a
here.
Center,
Yeah.
center guard.
Center guard.
You
Well,
could
he was
get
a long
maybe
snapper punt returner.
24 and a
Yeah.
half.
Yeah.
He's just willing to do some things you're not willing to do. But that's a whole different show.
He's my
That's
big
on
cousin.
Thursday
He had
night.
to teach me
Thursday
a few
night, guys.
things, too.
Um,
He did a good job.
it's ridiculous. You can't be an offensive lineman in the NFL right now and watch offseason every year no-name guys who've been barely on the field get cashing in for crazy amounts of money, and not think that if you're Brandon Sheriff, you deserve to be the highest paid guard in the National Football
Can
League.
we ask T right now? T, if we're going
Yes.
to pay that money, say we're not going to pay both that money.
Oh.
Say we're not. Just say, who would you pay, Trent or Sheriff?
Because of where he is in his career, and he has been on the decline in terms of production.
Oh no, he
on
hasn't.
The field,
Oh no, he
Trent
hasn't.
Is gone.
Oh no, he hasn't been in decline.
No, I meant
In fact,
available.
Wait,
In
let
fact,
him answer,
available.
let him answer,
I
let
I
him
know,
available.
but I know, but
We
know
Injured,
you're
yeah,
just-
yeah.
but he's
I'm
played
done.
13
I'm done.
games.
You're right.
He's
You're right.
played
Ken's
13
right.
games in 2
You're right.
years.
Yep.
He's played 13 games in 2 years.
Because of us being responsible,
Okay.
protecting our investment.
That's fine.
Let's not just put that on him. That's all I'm saying.
That's the information
Let's
I have
be
in
fair.
front of me. With
But
a
let's
guy
be
like
fair.
Sheriff,
Chef missed the whole damn year. What are we doing? Like they both have missed the exact amount of time. Let's take that out. Who do you want healthy?
I mean,
healthy, I'll take Trent all day.
Healthy.
right,
Trevor
well,
Lawrence is the best left tackle in the National Football League.
Left tackles.
Especially if we have a
an
young
extremely
quarterback.
important
I
position.
didn't
don't
want
want
you
his
to say
backside
one or the
getting
other,
killed.
but injuries, unfortunately for us, we can't predict anymore.
No.
In droves.
Yep.
There's nothing we
We
can
can
do about
predict
that.
them.
I'm done.
They're coming.
all right, my bad. I'm done with
You
injuries.
did say, I think it was last week or the week before, though, you have a stat of the best tackles statistically
Hall of Famers.
were all 31 and above.
No, they signed
31
deals.
to
They
30.
signed deals in their 30-year-old
Yep.
season
Yep.
and
That
made Pro
shocked me.
Bowls. Me
That
too.
shocked me.
Me too.
I'm just not
Me
sure
too.
right now Trent is able to do that. I'd
Oh,
like
I
to see
am.
him get healthy, have another year that
Look
we
at
know
his
he can
highlights from
have.
last year, and it's unreal. Watching him in space, I'm not saying it for.
I just
for-
want to see him out
T,
there
I'm,
more.
I'm sorry.
That's all.
Let me just be specific. I'm not talking about one tackle. I'm talking about what he does for us.
Right.
And our little screen game, because we don't have a guy that can throw it down the field, although we now just recently got one. He is such an athlete in open space.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. That's all I'm saying.
Can I ask you?
There's
this,
left
Kevin?
tackles that are grunts, hand down, that are going straight ahead. Maulers.
Let me
that
juice you.
Are healthy.
Let me
I get
juice you with a. Let me ask you this. Let me juice you with a. Let me ask you this.
All right, just ask me. Don't juice me.
I'm gonna
yet.
juice you.
It depends on the question, again.
Keep his contract length the same and make him the highest paid left tackle for the remainder of his 2 years.
I want him to be here for the duration of the first 4 years of Dwayne Haskins, which we have him for 2. So I think a 2-year extension and make
But
him
you
the
can make him
highest paid.
happy for the next 2, and then if you want
Yeah,
to,
but-
and you're already making him the
Yeah,
highest
but
paid.
we're
more than
guessing that that's what he wants.
He wants more than
He wants to finish his career here
He
and go to
can.
Canton, which he can
He can.
if we afford that to him.
Well, no, but we can.
But if we've decided that now with the year 35 thing, so if we do it now,
yeah.
and what we talked about, Anthony Munoz, we talked about there's 5 Pro Bowl Hall of Famer
Baselli?
left tackles that have gone into year 34, 35 age group.
Do you know this? Can we pull them? I don't know them. There's Tony Baselli one of them
No.
Are you talking about
Tony
right
Baselli's
now?
one of the, no, of all time.
of all time. Left tackles all time. He went into 34,
All
35.
time. Art Shell. We're talking about the greats. Wait,
Jacoby?
we've already talked about this. I've read these names out multiple times.
All right. I thought it was a trivia question you were giving to me.
No,
for
it's not a
French.
trivia question I'm giving to me.
I was like,
I'm
oh, I gotta
saying.
get this.
But I think Trent Williams is more athletic than all of those cats.
He is.
And he's not
super athletic.
declined that way. He's been injured, but we've protected him in years that what's happened at the end of the last 2 seasons.
I'm making the highest paid left tackle for the next 2 years, and then if I think he's still doing great, we can continue to make him the highest paid. All you can do is make a guy
we
the
already
highest
have
paid.
him under contract for the next 2.
I know. I'm saying
The
I'd give him that
extension
raise.
Would be 2 more.
No, I'm saying I
Year
would say
34 is smart to me.
I'm giving him maybe it's a 1-year extension.
Well,
and making
we
him,
also have
giving
to
him the
hold
extra
on.
3.
But you and I have had this argument. We've done this. How about this? They falsely operated and done whatever. That's a whole different ball of wax. That's not for us to
It's what we
decide.
do. It's what we do.
Listen, if
That's like
someone,
Great Outdoor
if someone has a
style.
bad operation on one of our uncles, we're
Roman.
going to hate that doctor's office,
Yeah,
correct?
of course.
Well, that was the Redskins doctor's office, and he hates it.
Yeah.
That's all I'm
You
saying.
can keep your doctor. I thought I was told I could keep my doctor, but that's politics. We're not going to go
I'm
there.
not sure about your HMO, but
I'll say
Hey,
I think Trent will be here for 4 years, no problem.
I hope.
Well, look at what AP's
really
doing.
do.
They do the same workout every offseason. They're in the same thing training, and AP's doing it at that age. I feel Trent will be here.
No doubt.
I was
one
going
of
to
the
call. By
greats.
the way, I was going to call Sheriff a Juan Soto-esque in the sense that I think he's going to command top dollar. I think he's going to deserve it, and I hope the home team pays him with that, whatever that is.
He might want to listen. These cats from the Midwest. This guy's from Iowa.
I
He
know.
never left. He might want to just be closer to home and stuff.
The world's tiny now for those guys.
I don't know about for an
Especially when
offensive
you're
lineman from
6'5",
DC
300.
with Mark Sanchez under center.
Dude, that's
That
never
seems
happening
like-
again. I can't believe you even said that. That's never
It's
happening
because it's
again.
my worst nightmare.
It's never. And we were both there, and it's the worst day at FedEx Field ever
God,
for me.
And I forgot.
And
my-
I've been to some terrible
Oh,
days.
you were at that game too?
Stop. I wasn't supposed to tell anybody. I swore Candace secret.
Oh, that's right, because you
Just
took,
spilled
Kevin
the
saw
beans.
took
Kev-
Jake. That was Jake's
just
first
admitted
Kevin
game,
it.
saw
right?
Sanchez on his way in with
You
a latte,
mother-
a latte and
What
a
the hell?
Dude,
Dude,
Chihuahua. And a
Wait,
purse.
you didn't?
Yes.
What?
Yes.
He saw
Oh my
yes.
gosh!
And I thought he had tucked up and done it the
He
whole
did like Buffalo Bill style.
But
like
then he spread his
Shawshank.
legs and nothing fell
Put
back
the lotion
out.
in the basket?
There,
put the
there might have
lotion
been a
in
dong,
the
but there was no
basket.
balls, is what we noticed.
Mark Sanchez put the lotion in the
We
basket.
had our binoculars.
oh
It
my!
was the least inspiring.
The basket had a handle, but no
It
bottom.
was the worst high school football game I've ever been to.
Oh,
Oh my
God.
god!
By a
I can't
million.
believe both of you were at that game.
Oh, it was terrible. We were there together.
Yeah.
And it was even. I mean, it was everything went wrong.
Ken, you were not supposed to tell anyone this.
We had a great
With
sub on the
Jake.
way there.
Yeah, I know Jake's first game too, right?
No!
Thank God it wasn't his first.
No, it
game.
was not his first.
No, it was
game.
his first appearance. But it can't be his first game if we walked in.
It wasn't a real game.
At the end of the first.
It was not a real
It was
game.
a late season scrimmage.
There was
Oh my
no
gosh.
nothing about
Between
that.
a state
it was
that-
gamely.
It was.
That.
Well,
Oh God!
That
It just
was
like
fun.
felt like I was sitting there.
That escalated fast.
Yeah. Damn it,
I can't
James.
believe you
I
never
blame
told me
John,
that.
did you have a trident?
I didn't tell anyone. Ken was sworn to secrecy.
Well, you said Sanchez. Sorry
Did
for
you give him the truth serum? By the way, is that called truth serum?
Yeah, that's true. Sir.
Okay. I wouldn't talk about the whiskey.
All right, guys.
Yeah. My bad.
Let's call it. You know what? You know what I'm saying? We'll just edit that out in post, Kevin. Well, after it's over, I'll just snip
Which
here,
part?
When,
snip
when
there.
do you edit stuff? I don't think you have ever. Edited.
Oh, I've
That's,
edited a
that's
lot.
the
of stuff.
joke. That's
yeah.
the joke.
It's like South Park, bigger, longer, and uncut. Instead of like taking out curse words, they just added time to the movie, so the ratio of curse words to the movie was less, and the rating system was like, okay, and they're like, whoa, wait, is that really how it works? That's a true story of what happened to the South Park movie.
They just made this movie longer.
They made the movie longer so that the ratio of obscenities to film time satisfied the motion rating board. When they came back and they're like, you can't have little kids dropping F-bombs and blah, blah, blah. And they were like, we'll just put all this extra material in. And it came back R. Because at first it came back NC-17, a cartoon.
That's crazy.
Watch it. Appreciate you guys hanging out with me on a Tuesday night. Again, keeping the streak going. When we've missed a Tuesday, we've always made up for it. This Tuesday does not need to be made up. This Tuesday has been marked in the basement tiles for eternity. Appreciate you guys for hanging out with us. Until next Tuesday night, he's John Teare, and we appreciate
Thanks for
you
having me, guys.
being with us, and we look forward to seeing you. We're gonna do a much better job going forward. Help us out when you're not with us in person, when you're with us via comment.
Gotcha.
Help us, man. We want to get. We
I'll
want to
put
get.
you guys up on the big screen, so it's great.
We're at 2 bars. Thank you so much to the Knights. Thank you so much to Soul Italia. I know it's not Papa Nick's. I always say Papa Nick's, but it's not Papa Nick's.
Happy anniversary, Leslie Stratton.
And happy anniversary, Leslie Strachan.
Happy anniversary.
And well, I was going to say Brad Miller, but now I feel weird saying Brad Miller, but also transitioning to a happy anniversary to Leslie Strachan. Best decision Tim ever made. A non-Tuesday decision. Best non-Tuesday decision he ever made. He's Kevin Ricca.
Hey, man. I love this shit.
Be a good
Sorry,
sport.
that was all I said.
He's
That's the WCAC
I was just wanted,
tagline.
I thought maybe.
No, that's the.
Okay.
That's the.
He's Tim Strachan.
Appreciate it. Appreciate the live chat, guys. Keep it up. Invite others, man.
Yeah, come on.
Make it a community.
If you're commenting on the Hogs Haven six-pack specifically, because that comment section is what we're really trying to drag into our Tuesday night show. We're starting to get some of the old-timers who are trickling back in, getting excited for training camp. I know there's some folks who are happy that we're finally going to be talking about what's happening on a football field as opposed to
God, that's a grind.
fantasy roster.
You know, I think it's a grind. But hop in the simulator
Yeah,
and let's do it together.
we're gonna do it together. On behalf of First Amendment Sports and Basement Podcast Studios all across this land, I'm Ken Marangolo, and this was the Audible. We're still live. Def Leppard's still on.
Thanks, homies.
Thanks, boys. Thank you, AGH. That was nice.
James, Eric, and AGH ran shit tonight. John Teare was in
They should've.
house.
There was
Yeah.
some guy